We're in touch with global companies to bring new technology in events. We are not there yet, so hopefully in the next 1 year or 1.5 years, you will not see any printed material in our events. We are talking with global partners to bring in digital whiteboards into events, digital smart boards, and digital islands. So even our fountains will be digital. So we want to transform the way we engage. This is one thing that we've put ourselves a target on. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a journey for us. Over the last 6 months, our team is working for technology in maritime. Today, what you will see throughout the day, we put in 4 events compiled into one. We are having the technology in maritime, which is a global conference, a brand name in technology. We also put in the Innovation in Maritime Awards, which is going to happen later today. This is one thing that is very unique, and this is a chance. This is being given a chance to all the students of maritime to show their amazing creativity and innovation. This is the first time that this has happened in the maritime industry. We were overwhelmed with the support. The last 6 months, students from all over India called us numerous webinars. How do we participate in innovation in maritime? And believe me, all across India, there has been a huge furor. People and students gathered in groups and innovated, made prototypes, and sent us their entry. We had a global jury, and today, tonight, we will celebrate that journey. We'll have the IIM awards tonight, and we will be honoring these extraordinary cadets from all around India. Not only cadets, we've had seafarers also. Today, we're going to give out an extraordinary award in seafaring. This is also unique, and this award has never been given out. We understand and we recognize that some of the seafarers are extremely proficient in their medical knowledge on board. They save lives. And today we have introduced the TNC Seafarers Medallion for life saving, the medical medallion. 2 of the seafarers are going to get that tonight. So don't miss it. While I speak, the whole world is watching us live as the day goes by. We'll be increasing. In our last TIM conference, we had global participants from over 20 countries. And I am very grateful to the industry for their support. We have luminaries here sitting in front of you. People travel from across India. As you see speakers, we have from Chennai, we have from Kochi, we have from Delhi, we have from all parts of India who've come and you're going to speak at this event. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and wishing all of you a good day event. And in the evening, I mean, for the first time in my life, I had to switch off my calls to unknown numbers. I've been hounded with calls asking people to come and join us in the evening because we have a great show. Today, you're going to witness something which the industry has never ever witnessed. The thing is that we needed to promote our employability in our industry. When we talk to seafarers, when we talk to people who have no idea of what shipping is, they are unaware of the potential, vast employment opportunity, vast potential that the seafaring has. So it was in our prerogative. So last 6 months, practicing, and I'll show you some clippings afterwards during the day. Never ever, you will see maybe, or never ever you've seen in your lives so many. The whole industry came and they rehearsed for this. And tonight there will be a gala walk of honor. People will be walking, the movers and shakers, all, including seafarers, will be walking this stage, this ramp tonight in honor of our profession, so that we populate and we promote our industry as a career option to the new generations. I've had the privilege of sending out this link to more than 2,000, sir, more than 2,000 schools in Maharashtra, so that people watch us walk in honor and they know what seafaring is. And when they see when they see the movers and shakers walking around, they will go back to their parents and say, "Mujhe aisa banna hai. I like this profession. Why don't I join?" And this exhilarating team today, I welcome you to this year of technology in maritime, innovation in maritime, and the Maritime Walk of Honor. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here, being with us all the time. This event is now, as I speak, being projected live. So I welcome you all. And now I would like to call upon our dignitaries and the guests of honor on stage for our customary lighting of the lamp. We have with us our chief guest for today, Secretary of Shipping, Shyam Jagannathan, sir, and step forward. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our keynote speaker today, Mr. Shankar Raghavan, the CDO of Vanak Shulte, as well as the CEO of Ariap. Shankar, if you can just come all the way from America. Our guest of honor, Professor Dr. Mangesh Karaj, sir, the Vice Chancellor, MIT, ADT University. Welcome to TIM conference. Uh, Pankaj Shukla is held up in an ITF conference and in London, so he's apologized for not being able to come in time. Our guest of honor, Mahendra Basin, Captain Mahendra Basin, sir. He is the CEO, is the MD of MS, and of course the CEO of the chairman of this company of master miners. And our another guest of honor, Karan Kochar. Karan, you're here. You can welcome me, the MD of Maersk, MO Maersk. And of course, needs no introduction, Captain Naveen Pasi, sir. And one of the senior most people who graced us today and is a part of the jury, global jury that comprises and was Mr. Sabir Sachi Hajra. Hajra, sir, if you can step forward. And I will request the customary, and we need to light the lamp. I will request my team to bring. We have the lamp lighting now. Thank you, sir. I will now request the chief guest to unveil our team mascot as the inaugural gesture for inaugurating team. Right, sir, if I can request the guest of honor and the chief guest to kindly take your seat. Go down on. Okay, so yeah. Can I request now, ladies and gentlemen, we are on the cusp of a very bright victory. Maybe tomorrow is India is playing Australia in the World Cup. Thankfully, I had when I decided the date event date, 6 months before. Thankfully I had the flesh, God's hand on top of my head. We didn't do it yesterday or we didn't do it tomorrow. So yeah, so can I just request on that note? Can I just request all of you, all of us, to stand in honor of our flag and national anthem, sir, please. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take just 2 moments, 2 minutes of your time. There is nothing more of a moment than to tell you about a book that I launched on 29th of July. Some of you were there at the book launch, and because of my very strong nationalist, like sentiments like you, we started off with it was 3 years back when I was putting my son to sleep. I was told him the story of Surya Sen, a rebel legend, freedom fighter for Bengal. He didn't know. So he went back to his school and told everybody, he told all his friends the story of Surya Sen. And I said, Dad, nobody knew Surya Sen. So that gave me the impetus to find out and write. And I knew 3 years after they would be celebrating his Azadi Ki Amrit of 75 years. So I went into a research, and that 3 years took me 3 years to write Behind the Tricolors, which commemorates 75 lost legends of the Indian freedom struggle. That book was launched 29th July, and with the help of the institutes and students, because the book has already sold almost 500 to 700 copies, I think, in 3 months, and that's thankfully. Book is self-written, of course, and this is self-promoted and self-distributed. So book is on display out there, very, very close to my heart. And as we take on India tomorrow, and as the that furls, I would like you all to pay a short visit to the book council anytime during the day, and I will be happy to lead you through to the book. Now I hand over to Dia, but before that, I would like to tell you that this was time for Dr. Banga to come and give the opening speech. Just about half an hour back, I got the news that she's taking a flight. Unfortunately, she will not be able to come in person or online. Of course, she will not come in person online. But I do have the privilege uh, of Deepak Korea, Captain Deepak Korea, coming up and delivering his message. So, can I call Deepak Korea, the MD of Legal Justice Management, to come and give the message of Dr. Banga to all of us, and that will be a representative of his university. Deepak.
Good afternoon, everybody. So, we are called Elegant Marine Services in India, but that's the same as fleet management. So basically, it's fleet management. And the Carabel Group, which Dr. Banga heads and is the chairman of, owns fleet management. And you can't imagine how happy, how privileged I feel to be able to speak on behalf of Dr. Banga because he's someone we look up to. He's an icon within the company, so we don't really need to look at heroes outside. Self-made man, master mariner. We call him a doctor now since he's got a doctorate, and truly, truly proud to be here, and also deeply humbled to be given this honor to speak on his behalf. So with that, I will read out the message that he has written. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry due to some unavoidable engagement in Singapore, I cannot be with you online. I'm happy to have my opening address read out by Captain Deepak Kothari. And I wish mega event, first of its kind, innovation in maritime and technology in maritime awards grand success. I congratulate the winners and encourage others to continue the good work, especially sailing seafarers, ex-seafarers, and trainers. I would also like to encourage everyone to leverage this immense potential in this sector in and around India. I'm particularly happy to see recognition for things such as application of drones and cutting edge technology and use for river cleaning. Towards the evening later today, at the finale, I thank the organizers, Captain Dr. Mukherjee, the Grand Jury, guests of honor, for bestowing on me an award. I'm not sure I deserve it, but I appreciate the gesture. God bless Dr. Harry Mark. So with that, I would also take this opportunity and thank Chocolate for organizing this event, for taking us over, and someone we've been watching over the years and has done pretty well for himself, and today's event is also testimony to that fact. And I wish him all the best on behalf of the whole marine industry for all future such endeavors. All the best, Chocolate. Over to you, Leah.
Thank you, sir. And congratulations to Dr. Hari Banga. Welcoming on the keynote address, Mr. Shankar Raghavan. Well, Mr. Shankar Raghavan joined College in 2010 as a Director Information Technology and was responsible for all information. In 2015, Mr. Shankar took a new role as the CEO of Meriax Marine Solutions, a Bernard Childe-owned marine enterprise digital solutions company based in Singapore, with offices in India, Cyprus, and Germany. Before joining BSM, Mr. Shankar held senior IT position in Jumeirah Hotels, Dubai, TV Guide, Sapient, IDP General Motors, Thomas One, and Aerotech in USA. In 2018, Mr. Shankar was appointed Chief Digital Officer of the Schulte Group and was nominated as member to the BSM board. Mr. Shankar graduated with a master's degree in Management Information Systems and from Eastern Michigan University and a certified project management professional from the Project Management Institute, PMI, Philadelphia, USA. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our keynote speaker at FIM 2020, Mr. Shankar Raghavan, who was traveled the oceans to come and speak at 2023.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for Shokatari and the introduction. Thank you. I don't like to reintroduce myself. I also want to welcome on behalf of team. I first thank for the opportunity which came last year also. Marriott's Marine is also a sponsor this year. I want to make sure I come and participate. And I'm glad I did that. Such a privileged company here. I'm not an experienced mariner or sea time. I'm mostly in the IT side, but I'm very honored to be on the distinguished here. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to start with the introduction is done, but I would like to start with Banga Group. Everybody, I think, in the and I also see many of our, I wouldn't say top leaders, but many of our marine co-companies working together on the and also the innovation. Technology is something which is come here to stay for quite some time. I left India 33 years back in 1990, and I have been coming to India every year since the last years. I really like the way India has developed, prospered, and has become the IT company of the world. We used to say, if you need to build bridges, you go to UK. If you want highways, go to Germany or US. Dredging, you go to Holland. Cars, you go to Japan or Germany. But if you need IT, you have to go to India. This is globally well known. All the Fortune 500 companies, everybody, whether it's software or systems, IT infrastructure, back office support, customer support, in every industry you can imagine, it's being done from India. And this will be the case for the future, for many, many decades to come. India has established its as the IT as the IT guru of the world, which I'm very proud in India. I'm sure you are also very proud. This place nobody can take because India produces graduates like 5 million engineering, IT related graduates every year, which is like the population of Norway or the population of Sweden, which no country can do. I had worked in big companies like she said already. I will take the General Motors example. So when I worked in General Motors also, we did outsourcing to India only, big IT companies. So General Motors had multiple IT vendors. But I always told my team in General Motors, you got to go to India to really see how it works. And every other company after that, I worked in the US. I made it point bring the team to India. It's Mumbai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, now in Kochi. So I always made a point to bring them. It was such a astonishing change once they come here and see what the Indian program is in the Indian. This is it is evolving so well. Right now, no company, either in the globally, particularly in the maritime industry, everybody, the digitalization or technology innovation, it happens in India. Without India, this cannot happen. This is so proven. And I thank the Indian government and Jagannathan leadership. Really, the support we have received very, very fantastic. Thank you very much. And the scalability of resources. So when we started the Marriott's Merit Solution, which is part of the Dhanaswami group, we wanted to develop our own software. Then we wanted to sell the software to the maritime industry, which is an integrated solution. So we registered in Singapore, but we opened our development center in Kochi, Kerala, which is I think in India it's second tier city, third tier city. Still, it's a good size city, very cost of living, everything. We are in the smart city. Everything is so beautifully organized. So we love the decision made to be in Kochi. Of course, now we have more branches in India. We are in Hyderabad, we are in Pondicherry, we are in Madurai. We will open more branches in India. I started with 30 people in India for Marriott's. Now we have 1,000 people. We have planned to hire 100,000 people in the next years, at least, to more. But no other place. I had option to go to some other place. Somebody said Philippines. I started in. Then we had to look at other places also. But I know that I know my country. I know India. So I said we will do it here only. And I didn't even like to expand outside for the side of it because this is where we want to do. The other offices they're all sales and support office. But this development side and then the customer support, quality assurance, everything we do in India, really Kochi. For the people here who are all with the maritime industry, I invite you all to come to Kochi we have an excellent facility there at Marriott's house, where we have this global digital training center for maritime, which moved from Mumbai. Our global training director also sitting here, good visit. So we have established that very well. We have also we have a mooring station, we have everything, still training, AR, VR, everything. So please, when you get a chance, come to Cochin, please contact me or Vipin. We'll make sure you are there. Since it's a keynote in a technology conference, I need to talk about technology a little bit. So I will do. Artificial intelligence, everybody has been talking about it this year or last year. And that's something I'll talk about because there are a lot of excellent speakers who is going to follow me, who will talk about in detail on different topics. So I won't spend too much time, but I just want to touch upon some of the experience we have or we are currently having in artificial intelligence and cybersecurity and other innovation projects we do here. Artificial intelligence can do pretty much everything. That's what we hear. That's what the go to internet will tell you. Can even wash your car. But of course, it can do a lot of things for a marine industry, which I don't want to repeat it. Everything, whether in operations or customer experience and support, cargo monitoring, everything, efficiency, sustainability also is being got there, safety, and then the data-driven decision making, right? But AI needs a lot of you had the big data, which has been couple years back, but AI needs enormous amounts of data. So AI is not simple. AI is not something we can like a commodity we can go buy from a vendor or buy from company. It's so simple. So a lot of thought or design to AI solution, which needs a fair amount of huge data. AI is also comes with a lot of risk because of all the tools you need to buy and implement. It also extends the footprint in the the web world, internet, and then the mobile side. It also increases the security risks, which we have to be very careful, all of us. But I'm just highlighting what we have encountered, which is such complex solutions we are building. The risk factor, particularly cyber security factor, which focuses to the whole world. We have to be very careful. Cost, it's not cheap. It will never be cheap. There's so many additional tools and then resources cost you a lot of money. So all this comes into play. Go for AI-driven solutions. It will be expensive. So with the risk and the cost, you really need to balance what you have and what you really need. So please look at it carefully. Training is another area which AI can tremendously help, and we are also big time into that. So that's another area I think AI is already revolutionary. It will revolutionize. So that's another area I think I ask my fellow marine companies to look at it deeply. If you are not done already, I think there's some speakers coming after me talking about training. So but nice to hear. And Starlink, and then all the Leo, so the orbiters, they are all already in the market, already in the marine market. I'm sure most of us are already solutions, which is also going to revolutionize the data side, the bandwidth side of the vessels, which is such a key thing. We are also putting multiple Wi-Fi networks in our vessels. It's also key. We can take advantage of technologies like the Leo Starlink that brings in. Also, that the new AI solutions or other solutions we roll out, marine industry, only industry which has got this vessel and office facility, that will also greatly help. But for all that you cannot rely on the single Wi-Fi network. You have multiple Wi-Fi networks. It has to be direct and engine. The coverage should be everywhere possible. then only the solutions will work and benefit and deliver the results we need. So there also we need to spend enough money, but I consider them as investments. So we have to make sure we invest in those things. Okay, with this I will conclude my speech. And thank you very much. Like I said, I'm so honored to be in this company, and I look forward to coming back again next year. Thank you.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you for the insights. And on this, I just remember a quote. Your password is the key to your digital life, is what I can think of. So thank you, sir. And I think we will really take a trip to Kochi very soon. I would like to welcome Captain Mahendra Basim, the Managing Director of MSC Crewing Services India, Head Recruitment, Training and Placement of Seafarers. On board both cargo and cruise ships, having more than 18,000 seafarers from India. He is also the chairman of the Company of Master Mariners of India, that's the CMMI, a professional body of master mariners and the nautical officers with 19 branches in India and 3 overseas. He is a well-known face towards seafarers' welfare and gender diversity. He is very passionate about spreading maritime awareness through the Adopt a Ship program and by contacting various schools. He is a green crusader of greenery and at various forums distribute plant sampling and promote neem-free plantation. So can we have a round of applause to sir?
Our chief guest is Shyam Jagannathan ji, the General of Shipping, our fellow guest of honors, our senior mentors, ladies and gentlemen. I did not prepare anything, I'll be honest. I walked in and just now Shaukat came here to speak. So I say something more out of my heart. Same. Technology in maritime. This word came out of Shaukat almost of 3 or 4 years back. And I have participated in 1022 and in Hawaii. He brings sort of technology people together. My good friend Kaushik is here, and whenever there is a combination of Kaushik and Shaukat, you are going to enjoy the session. I can bet on that. Very session. Everybody on the table has got their own sheet to know what's going to come in front of you. And that is the best part out of 1023. But not only the sessions, what he brought this year. I'm not so sure whether it has been spoken about or not, but what he brought this year, he is bringing some innovation in presenting his thing. He brought first time some walk of honors. He's getting a lot of people from the shipping industry, from cadets. I have been party to that. I'll be participating in that in the evening. And that's the motivation. It brings people together. When you're working in an institute or in an office, or like we, with the due respect, we go to DG shipping office. Okay, you have to be a little bit protocols and everything. But when you do some exercise together, bring some place or workshop or kind of a studies together, it breaks barriers. You make relationship, and that is the best part I like. She briefly mentioned about a doctorship program which I have been doing for the past more than 10 years. We visit various schools all across India. And it is such a joy. And remember, we don't go to them by saying merchant navy carrier. We tap 7 to 9 class, 7 to 8 class students, boys and girls. And we tell them what is merchant navy. What we do, we put them in touch with our MSc ship. Every month, there are questions from the boys, girls from the school, and the captain and the crew are replying to them. And it's a beautiful movement. We give them gift, we give them world maps. They learn the geography, they learn what is maritime. And hopefully some of them get attracted to merchant navy. That may be the outcome. But that is what I want to convey today. All of us are leaders here. All of us have got lot of kind of a strength of wisdom towards seafaring. Spread the knowledge. Don't be shy, because I've seen seafarers or the people working in merchant navy. They are quite open when they are talking among their own people. Please, in your society, in your children's school, or anywhere where there is nobody from the merchant navy, talk about it. Spread that knowledge. A very, very noble and humble profession. It gives the thing. When the COVID came, everything was stopped. Seafarers were kept on moving. I was sitting in my home, but your company seafarer, our company seafarer, they were running the ship. They were running the world. With that, all I have nothing else to say. I heard recently that Dr. Belani has distributed some award. I can only say I'm waiting for that. When the name like that comes, I can talk about quality. He talks about care, but then when he comes around, it's a quality with care. With that, I end my lecture. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. And as you said, quality with care. That's all we all are known for. I would like to welcome Captain Karan Kochar. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to introduce Captain Karan Kochar, the Managing Director at Maersk India, to our esteemed CHIP 2023 Global Conference. With 18 years of remarkable experience in transportation, his journey is marked by academic excellence from Cornell and extensive leadership at Maersk Tankers and AP Moller. Captain Kocher's commitment to safety, strategic prowess, and industry dedication aligns perfectly with our event ethos. A warm welcome to Captain Kocher, whose insights promise to enrich our discussion. Over to you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As you kindly introduced me, my name is Karan. I'm an ex-captain and I'm currently working at Maersk Fleet Management and Technology. And unlike Captain Basin, I did prepare some notes because I cannot speak as fluently like him. But it's such a hard act to follow after Captain Basin comes up. You can see his passion and his heart in every word that he says, and it's really a hard act to follow. And to be honest, I prepared this note, keeping the cadets in mind. So, and now as I stand up here, I see the shakers and movers of the industry, the stalwarts over here. Captain Sharma is here. He is, when I started off in my career 25 years ago, Captain Sharma was there, and he is the one who shook my hand and welcomed me on board. So thank you, sir. And I see a lot more senior and very living legends, the stalwarts in the audience. So I'm very humbled to be here amongst all of you. And talking about technology, I feel that, you know, maybe I feel not in the right place to be talking about technology, not because I don't like it, but because our cadets over here, they are the future, and they are the all of us here, we are immigrants to this digital tech world. We have seen a world before without a lot of the technology, and we have incorporated a lot of this. But our cadets today, they are natives. They are born into this world of digital world, into this world of technology, and this is part of who they are. We have learned this. They have been born with it, and that's why I think me talking about technology, or a lot of us talking about technology, would be redundant, and maybe they can teach us more about technology, and hope to see that in the later part of today with the Innovations in Maritime Awards. But what we can bring to the cadets over here is is the importance of technology in driving our industry forward. And it's so critical to not just our industry, any industry, to incorporate this. It's no longer a nice to have. It's a need of the hour. It's either you embrace technology and drive it forward, or you get left behind. Our industry has typically been very traditional, but along with that, there's also been a long history of innovation, incorporating new technologies. And, even if you go back, 50, 100 years, you see at the advent of steam power, containerization, each era has brought forth new challenges and opportunities. And even today, and what we'll see in the sessions after this and in the IIM Awards, we'll see even more integration of cutting edge technologies that are not only enhancing efficiencies, but also redefining the sense of maritime operation. There are vast variety of array of areas where technology can come in, whether it's safety, whether it's training, operations. But one of the things that is very important to us, to our time, is the role that technology has to play in combating climate change. And technology is a key ally in this endeavor. From the development of eco-friendly propulsion systems to implementation of smart energy management solutions, there's a paradigm shift, and I'm sure there'll be some speakers about this, towards moving towards a greener and more sustainable maritime practices. At Maersk, we operate about 700 ships globally, and we carry about 15% of the global trade. And this is something that we have very actively pursued and developing a lot of technologies in this area. We initially had a net zero ambition for 2050 across all our businesses, net zero. A few years ago, we came to the conclusion that we are not challenging ourselves enough, and we brought that down to 2040. And by 2030, we want to achieve 60% reduction in our CO2 emissions. And when we had initially planned to have the first carbon neutral vessel by 2027, we had brought that forward. And this year, 2 months ago, we launched the world's first carbon neutral vessel running on e-methanol. And that is coming on the back of tremendous efforts to run ships more efficiently. We have a Star Connect system, like was mentioned, where we have hundreds of sensors on board our vessels, measuring fuel, measuring speed, measuring a lot of different areas, and it is all coming in to a computer powered by AI, using machine learning to improve voyage efficiency. And there are like 2.5 billion data points which are coming together to give these smarter decisions, faster decisions. Apart from that, in the realm of operations, data analytics is changing how we manage our fleet. Predictive maintenance allows us to anticipate future problems and also minimizing downtime. But to the cadets out there, I want to say that every innovation starts with an idea, a thought, and with someone looking at something and saying, what if? That's the birth of innovation. But I'd also want to tell you that ideas are cheap. Everyone can have ideas, everyone can give ideas, but execution is everything. Putting the time and effort to bring that idea to life, that is what makes a difference. And that is what I would want all of you cadets who are watching, sitting in the back over here and watching from home, to take back. As cadets, you're not just beneficiaries of these technological advancements, you're also the torch bearers of their continued evolution. Embracing opportunities that technology brings forth, but don't forget the importance of the human element. The skill of a mariner, seamanship, leadership, adaptability, these remain as crucial as ever, even in the age of automation. In conclusion, I would say the maritime industry stands at the intersection of tradition and technology. Embrace the winds of change, for they carry a promise for a safer, more efficient, and sustainable maritime future. Thank you, and fair winds and following seas to guide you all on today.
Well, I would really agree with Karan that 25 years back, yes, we were not tech savvy. And the generation now, the kids are inbuilt with the technology. So learning is to be done at every stage of our life. I would like to welcome Captain Naveen Pasi, the former MD of Volume Ship Management, Chairman of FOSMA. For several consecutive terms, Captain Pasi brings in decades of experience into maritime operations and training, and currently serves the role of industry mentor to seafarers, students, and senior maritime professionals. Can we have a round of applause, please?
Good afternoon. Shaukat, where are you? There you are. Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me here. And while I will admit it's a great honor to be here amongst this August gathering, I actually don't know where I fit in, because with my almost ground floor level of knowledge in technology, it's really it's like asking Pandit Bhimsen Joshi to sing "It's Now or Never" by Elvis Presley. However, I have great respect for the technological advances that are taking place, and while my own knowledge is low, the one thing I do know that it is what is going to lead us forward. Going back many years ago, I was very interested in technology, and at that time, a little laptop would set you back about $3,000, $3,500. They used to be like a briefcase, one of those typewriter briefcases. And there was the old DOS system, and the outgoing master. I was going to relieve somebody, and there was this young guy over there, also quite sort of eager about it. And he had taught me a little bit of DOS. And then he had written a program where two things, as a master, the two things that we most wanted to do was do the portage bill, and we also had to take care of, because the chief stewards had gone, and then we had to take care of all the inventory of the Roman provisions and, onions and dal and bhaji and stuff like that. So he had written out this program where you could take your stock and, and I thought that was God's gift this morning. We've come a long way, baby. From that time to now, the advances that have come about in technology, it's not just making our lives easier. I think what I respect greatly is that it is making them more meaningful. We are extracting so much more juice from the same orange, and we are safe. There is so much of safety that has actually come about with technological innovation in our field, in the maritime industry, where we are far removed from any immediate, sort of response and help and resources like things. It is there that I think that this is going to play a big part. Congratulations on this, Shaukat, and I think what you're doing over here is extremely meaningful. I think with the lineup of speakers that you've got, with the people that you are getting involved in this, and as you rightly said yourself, this is only the beginning. It's a first start. So going forward, this can only get better. It's already reached a certain level, but I'm sure that it will continue to get better. We will continue to have more
outcomes and things that come out from here. And in the brief time, I actually don't know the Director General too well myself because we were just talking a little while ago, Mr. Hajra and myself and the group over there. People like us, we are yesterday's hit song, वो विरागा गीतमाला होता था वहां पे, वो सरताज गीत होते थे, and then there was Lata Mangeshkar and Mohammed Rafi. But we have got more, and then the Sonu Nigams came, and then you've got, today's singers and things like this. So all that is there. I haven't known him too well, but I've heard him speak, and what comes out, I was greatly, greatly impressed with an article, and when you said your own deliverables from your side, and I thought that was amazing, and I'd like you to put your hands together for that. That is the type of Sarkar that we'd really like to see, where it's not just a one-way street. There is accountability, but that accountability is on both sides. There has to be a regulator amongst us, and that regulator, that role is given there, but the regulator also has a certain responsibility to give back to the industry. And I hope that with that regulatory aspect combined with what we've got over here, TIM, and with all of the innovation that's coming together, I hope it can only be better for the nation, for the whole, for the world going through, and most of all, for the seafarer who's out there all alone in the high seas and doing his job and trying to do whatever he can. And I hope this makes it better for all of us. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here, and all the best.
Thank you, sir. As a, as I've been told that I'm here to welcome Mr. Sabyasachi Hazra. He is the industry doyen and Varuna Award receiver. He's a former CMD SCI, so I would actually pay a huge respect and come over to you, sir. Take you to the podium.
Very good afternoon, Mr. Shyam Jagannathan, the Director General of Shipping and Chief Guest of today's program. Many of my friends, I wouldn't dare to try naming them because then the budget of time will get completely haywire. And all other participants in this session. It's my pleasure and privilege to be here amidst you and to speak to all of you and give some of my thoughts. But I must mention that this was totally unexpected. And you can vouch for that because I saw a printed schedule where my name was nowhere there. But I think while thanking Shaukat for this wonderful opportunity, I think he's thought that this person, old man, has come all the way from Kolkata. I shouldn't allow him to go get scot-free. I should make him speak. And as they say, there are no free lunches. Of course, he didn't serve us lunch. But I am definitely hoping that he will serve us a good dinner. So that's why I couldn't even refuse. As customary for me, of course, Mahendra has already done that. But I have, since I am speaking well after him, I have no option to repeat. I have no option but to repeat. As customary for me, any maritime event, or for that matter, any event where I am asked to speak, first and foremost, I pay a tribute, I salute all the seafarers. Because as Mahendra said, it was shipping and particularly the seafarers which kept the world moving during the recent pandemic. Of course, we must pay tribute to all the frontline workers, be they be municipal workers, government servants, bank workers, doctors, paramedics. But I still would say that I pay a special salute to the seafarers
because it was only them who were working most of the time thousands of miles apart from their home and family, without many a times, at least in the initial stage, even knowing how their near and dear ones are coping up with the situation back at home. But nevertheless, they kept the world moving. As has already been said by some of the previous speakers, shipping unfortunately is not well appreciated, at least to the extent that it contributes to the global citizens and the world at large. Two aspects of shipping I would like to highlight. Of course, I keep repeating my good old friend, Efthymios Metropolis, who was erstwhile IMO Secretary General. He said once a very famous statement that but for shipping, half the world would starve because the food grains, everything, processed foods, everything gets shipped across the seas because 90% by volume of international trade gets moved by sea. And the balance half also would not survive because they would freeze. Because again, all the energy constituents, be it crude oil, thermal coal, everything again gets mostly transported by sea. But I always add one more line to it, and I must say that I haven't heard before me when I started talking about this maybe a few decades back. Before that, I haven't come across. I also say that but for shipping, our mother planet Earth would have become uninhabitable by humanity long time back. Because shipping in terms of pollution, be it carbon footprint or be it the greenhouse gas emission, is by far the most environmentally friendly mode of transport. We emit maybe about 1/6 vis-a-vis road transport in terms of carbon footprint, about 40% or thereabout of railway. And of course, aviation doesn't figure, because they are maybe 100 times more pollutant than shipping. Water transport is by far the most environmentally friendly mode of transport, and it's also by far, at least for long haul, homogeneous bulk cargo, it is by far the most economic mode of transport. Our erstwhile Honorable Minister Gadkari was very fond of saying this, that if it costs per ton kilometer about ₹1.50 per road, it costs about 75 paisa for railways and 25 paisa for water transport. And as I say, aviation doesn't figure because that's far, far more expensive. So shipping, of course, is something which, and I also quote this, that when I started shipping only little over 5 decades back, I joined SCI in 1973. So when I started shipping, we used to be told that for low valued cargo like coal, oil, the sea freight is about 40% of the landed cost, because most of the time they used to be, transported over long haul. So about the sea freight itself constitutes nearly 40% of the landed cost. Today, if you calculate, it will come to maybe 4 to 6%. One, the commodity prices have gone up phenomenally. Second, because both for the economy of scale and technological evolution, shipping has become far, far, far more economic. So this is another tremendous contribution of shipping to the world, to the international trade and world economy. India. Already, Mr. Shankar Raghavan has mentioned that India is the main IT service provider to the world at large. But I think we can also take a lot of pride in saying that the Indian seafarers are second to none in the world. We are one of the principal, maritime seafaring personnel provided to the world. Our tonnage, most unfortunately, which is not even 1% of the global tonnage, but we contribute something like 9 to 10%, and government has said that they would like to increase it to about 20% of the entire world seafaring personnel should be from India. And after all, we have, I think, our 1.4 billion population, 1.42 or 43, whatever is the current number, is about 17 odd percentage of the world population. So our aspiration of having 20% of the seafaring personnel is nothing not unrealistic. Because after all, because of our strength in English, because of our strength in ingenuity, Indian minds are very, very ingenious, which is very important in shipping, because there you are dealing with a situation where you are many a times hundreds of thousand miles apart from immediate assistance in terms of technological assistance. So I think our aim to have 20% of the seafarers of the world from India is very realistic, and we should be able to attain that. And after all, I also say this, that India is the only nation in the world after which an ocean has been named. So after all, we should have that pride in us that we are something special when it comes to maritime. Our maritime heritage has been talked about a lot. I won't mention that, but definitely our past glory, if we achieve anywhere near that, I think we will go really miles apart. After all, shipping bridges friendship. So we definitely propagate not only technology, we propagate culture, we propagate education, which India has done all through. And after all, technology is the only way that our growth can be sustainable, not only in maritime, in all industry, in all walks of life. So definitely, I think I must congratulate Shaukat and the Naval Connection for this wonderful initiative. And we always say that today every industry is knowledge industry. So these kind of conferences where people meet and share knowledge and expertise is extremely important for going forward. So once again, by congratulating the Naval Connection and particularly my friend Shaukat, I conclude my unscheduled speech. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for this impromptu speech of yours. And now I would like to welcome Sri Shyam Jagannathan. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to present Sri Shyam Jagannathan, an esteemed bureaucrat and the Director General of Shipping under the Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, Government of India. With a distinguished career spanning over 2 decades in the Indian administrative service, Sri Jagannathan's expertise has been instrumental in shaping key sectors of governance. He brings a wealth of experience, having held significant roles including Zonal Development Commissioner at Mumbai, Commissioner and Secretary in Assam's Finance Department, and various leadership positions in Kerala and Meghalaya. His multifaceted tenure encompasses pivotal domains such as public finances, export promotion, prospective planning, and public policy analysis. Sri Jagannathan's comprehensive understanding spans various sectors, including animal husbandry, veterinary rural development, and judicial processes, reflecting his diverse exposure across Assam, Kerala, and Meghalaya. Currently steering the Director General of Shipping, Sri Jagannathan spearheads technological innovations aimed at streamlining and modernizing the maritime sector. His efforts towards computerizing end-to-end workflow and implementing examination reforms aligned with international standards, particularly the International Convention on Standard of Training, Certification, and Watchkeeping for Seafarers, which is called an SCCW. His presence here today underscores his commitment to revolutionizing the maritime industry through progressive reforms and leveraging technology for enhanced efficiency and compliance. Please join me in welcoming Sir, a visionary leader in the realm of shipping and waterways. Can we have a round of applause, please?
Good evening, and thank you so much for good words of encouragement. At the very outset, I feel very privileged to be here in such an august gathering. There are seniors who have set the trends in the maritime sector in India. And a few speakers before me have highlighted what a rich maritime tradition we have. I am taking this opportunity to use a small window of opportunity to share with you briefly what the Directorate General of Shipping, as has been directed under the Amritkal Vision 2047, under the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister and our Honorable Minister for Shipping, Ports and Waterways, in leveraging technology to ensure that our nation truly reaches its potential of a world leader. I need to acknowledge the efforts of the Naval Connection, specifically Captain Shaukat Mukherjee, for creating and mentoring this platform, which provides an opportunity where technology, seafaring, and maritime frontiers amalgamate to discuss, deliberate, and innovate for the future. I extend my respects and felicitations to Dr. H. Banga, founder and chairman of the Caravel Group, who is being honored with the Global Shipping Icon Award. I extend my respects and felicitations to Mr. Shankar Raghavan, keynote speaker, CEO Marriott's, Professor Mangesh Karadji, eminent educationist, Executive President and Vice Chancellor, MIT PDP University, Pune, Captain Sankalp Shuklaji, Chairman FOSMA, Captain Mahendra Basinji, NDMSC Crewing Services, Mr. Karan Kocha, MD Mergs, Captain Naveen Pasiji, former Chairman, FOSMA. I also commend the members of the jury, headed by Captain Rajesh Tandonji, Sri Sabyasachi Hazraji, former CMD, Shipping Corporation of India, Captain Shil Halbe, and Captain Sudhir Subadarji, former Director and Sir. Kindly permit me to speak punctuated with a small presentation, while for purposes of record, the formal text of an address is being shared with Captain Shaukat, as was rightly mentioned by Captain Pasi. It is always better to have a record of what one is submitting. This is the global goal that we all are heading towards, be it basically the maritime sector, the social sector, for the entire global good of mankind. These 17 Sustainable Development Goals are an urgent call for action by all countries, developing in a global partnership. The aim is to end poverty, other deprivations, improve health and education, reduce inequality, spur economic growth. And now that the global destination has been envisioned, it is for all of us collectively to move towards this, collaborate and cooperate. Bring in equity, inclusion, and sustainability as these ingredients that will be bound together by the tether of innovation. I'm just showing a slide from the IMO. The slide on the variety of design, operational, and economic solutions for energy efficiency on ship. It's a graphic. There are much more avenues available. But what I am fundamentally attempting to underline is that it will take a mix of technical, operational, and innovative solutions. And this will apply not just to ships, it will apply to even offshore management, to the entire sector in terms of multimodal logistics, as Hazraji had mentioned. This again is a slide I had showcased in GMIS. It shows the top trends, top 10 trends in the maritime industry related to technology, artificial intelligence, clean energy, maritime robotics, energy efficiency integration, maritime IoT, blockchain, big data analytics, immersive reality, 5G, cybersecurity. Eminent speakers, Captain Karan, when he spoke, mentioned data analytics and how Merckx is leveraging it in terms of the billions of data points being analyzed and then being utilized as a platform to more efficiently manage ships. We come to the next slide. Hazraji had mentioned that he commences every address with a tribute to the seafarer. I'm new to the sector, just 5 months, but I think it's an immense privilege to shoulder the onerous responsibilities of the Office of the Director General Shipping. And what we are attempting there is specifically keeping the human element, the seafarers, at the heart of it. So we're looking at standardizing amenities at the ports when you basically have the seafarer being received at the ports. We're putting in a grievance redressal portal. I'll talk a little bit about the crisis management group that we have in the Directorate General of Shipping. 2 major initiatives we launched in the Global Maritime India Summit, Sagar Mein Yog and Sagar Mein Samman, Honor at Seas, reiterating seafarers' rights and executional issues on shore. We are working with all the ports, all the major ports in India, and I would request help and assistance from all quarters to ensure amenities which address seafarers' welfare, seafarers' health, not just of the seafarer, but also the immediate family and dependents. And believe me, with the present landlord model, most port authorities are resource rich. So it is up to influencers, maritime leaders to ensure port authorities provision for this kind of an infrastructure that addresses seafarers' welfare. We are willing to pitch in where the Seafarers Welfare Fund, which has been, at least to my understanding, working suboptimally. And we intend to leverage those funds to augment whatever little we can in sharing the capital investment with the ports to ensure good quality infrastructure for the seafarers. Next slide. This is something to do with well-being. I have been talking about the 10 components of well-being for the seafarer. Most of you, I see Captain Pepus are there. They have incorporated the well-being module in their Maritime Educational Institute curriculum. Every seafarer should address a fine balance between the very challenging professional aspects. So we are intending to incorporate Sagar Mein Yog as an integral part. Why I'm mentioning the human element before the technology part, and please bear with me, I'll take another maybe 10 odd minutes. I'm through this. This is something we need to institutionalize. I need all of your help and support on this. Next. This is something which we hold very dear. Gender equity and more women seafarers joining the maritime sector would ensure what ladies do to every sector. Make it more balanced, make it more effective. But this initiative of Sagar Mein Samman is essentially about honor at seas. Whenever a lady seafarer is boarding a vessel, he is assured of zero tolerance to any form of harassment, any form of something that undermines an equitable and equal platform to perform along with her male colleague professionally. This is something we initiated. And now I'll go faster in the presentation because I don't want to take too much of your time, and a lot of it is perhaps technology, as some of you may not claim to say that, as Captain Pasi had said, that the ground floor of technology, but it's never there. Technology is always intuitive. And if technology is applicable and it is good, believe me, you can leverage it. And that is the real essence of technology. So I'll run through now. For all seafarers, the Director General of Shipping is wanting to build a grievance redressal module. If you look at the website which we have on an old technology stack, if you look at the small red arrow, we have registered 5 lakh or close to 6 lakh seafarers and a multiple 37 total modules of services we render as a regulator in the maritime administration in India. And it's a very old technology stack on Oracle 10 with the old Java version, which we need to upgrade. And we want to put in a new grievance redressal module. Next, please. I will not discuss the technical architecture, but we have already finalized the. Can you please go back to the previous slide? The technical architecture for the grievance redressal is finalized. We hope to make it fully operational in 6 months. The idea here is the seafarer anywhere globally can either reach it by a WhatsApp, an email, a phone call, because this is backed by a helpline, and we will ensure visible, transparent, web-based kind of a reporting on each and every individual grievance. Could be wage related, it could be related to the contract conditions, it could be related to health, it could be related to any issue in terms of, say, INDOS, the BSID, CDC, anything on terms of ship onboarding, issues with the ship management. We basically intend to follow this up with the Director General of Shipping. Next, please. I wanted to talk about this crisis management group that we have made operational since August this year. These 23 seafarers, all Indians, are from vessel Advantage Suite. This vessel was a loaded tanker. It was taken into custody, seized by the Iranian authorities, and it was held at Bandar Abbas for more than 5 months. Unfortunately, you see, one of the crew in that extended 140-day period, they were not allowed to go ashore, were not able to contact their families. One of them jumped overboard and took the extreme step. But with prolonged and repeated efforts, we were able to get all the 23 back home safe and sound. And this is one of the results of the crisis management. Next, please. Similarly, there were these 3 seafarers who were stuck in Nias in Indonesia after their ship ran aground. And this refers to the criminalization of seafarers. Again, it was a persistent effort from the Director General with the efforts of the Ministry of External Affairs. All 3 were brought back, hailed and hearty. I'll run through what 2 major reforms we are contemplating in the Directorate General of Shipping. The first is e-Samudra, whatever the old stack platform which you see as the electronic interface of the Office of the DG Shipping is going to be completely reformed, although the gestation period will be up to December of next year because it is an intricate architecture and will take some time. Next, please. The objectives are transitioning to a paperless system, completely transparent with your tracking of your specific processes so that you don't need to wait for your issues such as certifications, issues such as the documentation related to a seafarer or to a vessel, all would be tracked real time and would have basically a time log. Next, please. These basically are the end-to-end automation for the process flow. The entire work process flow under the Merchant Shipping Act and all the MS notices and the rules that are there would eventually end up in this one single platform with all the 36 modules that I've talked about and 2 other modules that I'll be further elaborating. I'll be leaving this presentation with Captain Shaukat so that he can circulate it as it feels useful, and I'll run through. These are specific technical details on what all is there in the proposed solution. Next, please. This is the project schedule. I am basically putting it upfront so that there is an answerability while the Directorate General of Shipping translates it. December 2024 is when we intend to commission this. I'll be requesting most of you who have a lot of depth and wisdom to closely interact while we are developing this platform to ensure that we are able to do something that the industry essentially sees as pain points while interacting with the Directorate General of Shipping. Next. This again is for all training infrastructures and the 166 odd maritime training institutes that we interact with. Some of you are doing yeoman service in grooming potential seafarers. And what we intend to do is make an end-to-end complete reform for the examination system. This is both for the certificate of proficiency as well as for the certificate of competency. Written orals, both for nautical engineering and also for able-bodied on one single platform, that is the assessment and competency plan. Next, please. It's an end-to-end solution, no human interference, no ambiguity. The present issues that are there on happening to know a particular examiner are not passing through after multiple attempts, are spending money to write your exams outside India so that you can get your COCs for further continued sea service. Those we are intending to remedy, and as you're aware, we provide for e-proctoring for the entire solution, and hopefully things go right, and probably the way the solution evolves with AI. Technically speaking, we should be able to do an exam from anywhere and not coming to a particular physical location. We're working towards that, but this again will take me close to 2 years if I continue to get associated with this, because government services always has its own play. But 24 months is what we visualize to translate this. Next week. We have published the expression of interest, and we are presently on the basis of evaluating the expression of interest. You see, the first project that I spoke about, E-Samudra, that's somewhere around 50 crores of investment upfront by the government. This is around, with the 5 years of OPEX, around 80-85 crore rupees of investment for the solution. Next. I have been speaking, most of you have brought this in as a learning management system. Lucid, very simple e-modules that basically take care of your STCW, plus also reiterate messages like safety first, not just for the technical cadre, but also for the much more inexperienced first sign-on lot of the able-bodied seamen ratings, to understand that safety first is ingrained by these kind of modules, and also for the technical cadres, both in the engineering and nautical, you have massively open online courses, which I believe will mature into one of the best globally recognized platforms for certification as we push for reaching that 20% target of Indian seafarers globally. 20% seafarers would mean 1 in every 5 globally would be an Indian seafarer. Next, please. We're looking at a revamp of the maritime training institutes. Some of you are running maritime training institutes. There are n number of issues in terms of approvals for your course, for your batches, and for your comprehensive inspection programs. We need to address that on a time-bound, objective manner here. Next, please. So I will not go into the details about the modules, but I'll leave this for who would be interested. The architecture is all up. In another 6 odd months, they should be through. Next. Recruitment placement service license holders, again, you visit Bela Corridor, you know what I'm trying to say. A lot of young freshers who do come and look for a career, there is a very good percentage of these people who get disillusioned. You take money from your parents, from your elders, do a 6 month, 8 month course, and then you just not being able to be signed on. And then you pass through this bevy of people who promise you by paying more and more money. Technology offers you a solution where we basically ensure a secure platform and the onboarding happening through here. With the indoors happening, linking it for the career progression of the seeker. Next, please. This is the architecture. I just put it up front so that this too another 6 months, we should be able to work it. We're also working on a national green shipping policy where we need inputs from all of you. May sound slightly arcane and repetitive, but this is where the future lies in terms of decarbonization and the shipping industry. Next, please. This is as per the Honorable Prime Minister's Panchamrit commitments. These are basically the components. I've spent some time, green ships, green ports, green fuels, green technology, green finance, green collaboration, recycling regulations and reporting. Working on this, need your inputs. We'll be coming back for stakeholder consultations with the industry. It is a comprehensive document because a similar kind of an all-encompassing green shipping policy is not cognitively available in other maritime administrations. So it would probably be a global first. And of course, the maritime single window, this has to be done by the IMO by the 1st of January, and the IMO, the Indian Ports Association is working very hard towards this. This should streamline quite a few of the port reception, as also the prior arrival notification, and the logistics part, where if the maritime shipping bill does come in the present parliamentary session, there is a dedicated section to transparency in freight rates and costs, which would again be a global first. Of course, there are executive orders for this in the US, Australia, but we are doing it by legislation. I think I've come more or less to the end, and I thank you so much for a patient hearing. Director General of Shipping is rather dry assignment in terms of applying technology because you regulate. And my approach to this is the quicker, the more unambiguous, and the more transparent the interface with the Director General Shipping is, and the less of an irritant we are to the industry. The rest, I think you as a collective, with the onerous maritime tradition that India has, and the promise that so many of the eminent speakers spoke about for our great nation, I think the future is certainly bright. The youngest democracy, obviously the most stable, and now an economic powerhouse, and certainly a developed nation, truly being given the tag of Vishwaguru. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, sir, for the insights. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome, and it's a great honor with enthusiasm that we introduce one of our esteemed guests for the Technology in Maritime GIM 2023 Global Conference, Professor Dr. Mangesh Kharat. Professor Dr. Mangesh Kharat, the Executive President and Vice Chancellor at the MIT Art, Design and Technology University, MIT ADT, Pune, boasts a distinguished 32-year career in the higher education. His visionary leadership has elevated MIT ADT, glimmering accolades like a 5-star rating and the prestigious Excellence in Employability Support Award from the University of Cambridge in 2023. Dr. Kharat's transformative initiatives introduce specialized programs in marine engineering, nautical science, and the other fields, aligning students' skills with industry needs while also establishing innovation hubs like the Center of Research, Innovation and Entrepreneurship for Young Aspirants, which is called as CREA. His exemplary contribution to maritime education were recognized with the esteemed Lifetime Achievement Award in Maritime Training and Education at the renowned Samudra Manthan Awards. Recognized for exceptional contribution to the maritime education, Dr. Kharad received the esteemed Lifetime Achievement Award in the Maritime Training and Education. His active involvement in national and international events underscores his commitment to global educational excellence. A prolific doctorate recipient, Dr. Kharad's relentless dedication shapes the nation's future through education and visionary leadership. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Professor Dr. Mangesh Kharad. We also have a 2-minute video to be played.
Thank you very much, Pankaj Mukherjee ji, for inviting me here for this, wonderful program of the Technology in Maritime 23 and Innovation in Maritime 23. It is indeed very good topic because
As an academician, we always go to number of conferences on this topic. But it is first time that maritime, innovation in maritime, the conference is being organized uh, by the people, and most of the people from industry, they are here. So I'm very happy. Friends, I'm not a mariner, I'm a mechanical engineer, but I will talk, in general, the technology. What is the impact of the technology? Globalization is rapidly happening because of the technology development, evolution of the technology. I was just going through the data of the different, the revenues of the different companies. Walmart revenue. Walmart, one of the biggest company of the world, who started their first shop, their store in America in 1950, and in 1962, they actually made, the number of their stores. From 1962 till today, their revenue has gone to almost $630 billion. And in year 22, their revenue was $600 billion. It is needless to say, $1 billion is around 8,000 crore rupees. So we can imagine it is one of the biggest companies. And in the year 94, the other company started, Amazon. Amazon started as a online book selling company, and from 99 onwards they started selling other books. And now the company's revenue is now $538 billion. How much? 538 billion. In the span of hardly 30 years, that company is competing with the Walmart company, and their growth percentage is almost 10%, every year. At that rate, the company is growing. And on the other hand, the Walmart company is growing at the rate of 5% or maybe 6%. If we see the other examples of how technology is impacting, the innovations in technology are impacting the economy of the world. So that I wanted to stress here. The other company, IBM, which was founded in 1911, whose turnover as on today is around $60 billion. The company started later, like a Microsoft, which was started in 1975, whose turnover is now $211 billion. And the last company, the Google, everyone, Google's. The company started in 98, and the company's revenue as of today is $297 billion. So what is the impact of the technology? That I wanted to highlight here. The technology is really driving the economy. The technology has taken the place in each and every organization. Facebook, Facebook has taken the place in our colleges and universities. Our marketing is happening through Facebook. Our admissions are happening through Facebook. So this is the, all this technology, the great impact of the technology is happening. And very good thing is that because of that, I think the shipping is growing. When Amazon is growing, when the Flipkart is growing, Alibaba is growing, the shipping is growing. The goods are getting transported from the one country to the other country. So this is in general impact of the technology. And because of that, the other impact of the technology, as I said, because of this technology and innovation, as I was going through the other data of our country, the startup culture has started. Our country in 2016, it is our fortune that we got the Prime Minister like Narendra Modi ji. I'm not from any particular party, but I'm just, saying it here. When he adopted the policy of the Startup India, in 2016, we had only around 500 startups in our country. As on today, our startups are more than 1,12,000 in our country. So that much is a talent in our people, in our young generation. That is a new India, I can say. The total 111 unicorns are in India. One unicorn whose valuation is above $1 billion, above 8,000 crore. China has, 169 unicorns, 169, and America is having 659 unicorns. So what this shows? This is the impact of the innovation, technology, use of the new technology, and the innovation. So the innovation is really, and we could fetch more than 127 billion dollar, investment in this startup, So this is the impact of the innovation. This is the impact of the technology, and because of the very important aspect is this innovation has a very short life. If we take any picture, that picture, if it is released within 1 month, when we go to home, we want the new picture, new creation. So the life of that innovation is hardly 1 month. So the innovation, race of innovation is really very fast, very crazy. So every year, I think number of the movies are coming out. And when the movie, so this is one sort of innovation. Movie making is one sort of innovation. Like a picture like Harry Potter, in which literature, very good, magazine or the novel, very good, the setup, filmmaking, sound, everything. That could fetch very high revenues, maybe around $8 billion worldwide. So that is another impact of the innovation. And because of that, I think the whole education sector is thriving. Because of that, because of the use of the software and the computer industry, design education is growing very fast. User experience design is growing very fast. People are going for this particular branch of the video gaming, animation, user experience design. So everywhere, all the colleges are flooded. Liberal education is taking very high demand because for all the creativity, I think liberal education, design education, when it marries with the technology, when it was merged with the technology, that gives the new innovation in general. I'm not talking about the maritime innovation as such, but maritime innovation also, as our Chief Guest, which Shyam Jagannathan ji has rightly said, and other people have said, the 9 to 12 technologies, disruptive technologies, right from artificial intelligence to machine learning, cyber security, robotic and process automation. All these are the culprits for the innovation. Because of this, this technology, the company like Kodak got collapsed. More than 100-year-old company got collapsed. Now there is no Kodak company. Company like Nokia, which was a leader in our mobile phone, it got disappeared in 2012 or 13. So that is the impact of the innovation. So my point is that we have to really gear up. Needless to say, maritime industry is growing. They are adopting the technologies. They are adopting the innovation. But in general, to grow the economy of our country, make the $5 trillion economy of the country, we have to adopt the innovation. We have to really focus on the innovation-led entrepreneurship for the country. Unfortunately, Indians are very renowned for service industry, IT industry, other parts, but we are not recognized as entrepreneurs. That ability is still to be proved by, and that ability is still to be acknowledged by the world. That is lacking. And for that thing, I think I being from the education sector, we have taken that as a challenge because MIT is running for 40 years. We have produced number of graduates, maybe thousands and lakhs of graduates. Now we have taken the pledge to make the impact, to produce the innovation-led entrepreneurs to the society. That will help to generate more jobs here and to give more jobs to the Indians and to the foreigners. So that is, and accordingly, I think the whole ecosystem is being created at our university, MIT University, right from the curriculum design, right from the infusion of the liberal arts in a regular engineering course. Our DG is there 2 years back in one of our programs when we conduct the get-together program at Mumbai. We had requested the DG that time liberal education like music, art is to be included in the DG shipping approved syllabus. Otherwise, mariners are very hollow people, very they are little depressed people. Sorry to say, but they are not that social as compared to other professions. One has to live the life, holistically, complete all the way. So that was my demand. And later that year also, I had put up, we should have the artificial intelligence and all other things into syllabus. Unfortunately, that year after that, they inducted that into syllabus. So the world is changing, human being is changing because we are adopting a different culture. Accordingly, I think maritime industry has to change to some extent. So that is my point. And number of times what is happening, we see the global vision. Now every fifth mariner has to be Indian. But unfortunately, at a different level, people do not act accordingly. And that creates more and more hurdles. People at a, I'm not talking about the DG shipping as such, but I'm talking, in general, because Sham Jagannathan is a very cooperative man, very humble man. But unfortunately, the hurdles are created just to prevent the people. Some trust has to be shown into the on the stakeholders. So that is my point. So I think all the topic, finally, we want to lead as a country. We want to become the Vishwaguru. How we can become the Vishwaguru? Education has to change. Maritime field has to be changed. Manufacturing has to be changed. The infra has to be changed. And for that thing, I think collective vision and collective action is required. So that is my small thought on this issue. Innovation is very necessary in our university. Right from design thinking is inducted into as a subject in all streams. Every student of a college has to undergo the second year in the second year program, the performing art and the creative art. The reason behind is that without that, they will not be able to apply the technology. We can sell our culture, we can sell our languages. India has so many languages. How can we do that in a globalization? These are the challenges. And on this occasion, if the industry people can view their problems, maybe small problems, to university like us, to the college like Manage, I think we have full-fledged team there. One department is there. We are recruiting 30 full-time PhD fellows every year. So in the span of a 4 year, we have maybe around 120 full-time research fellows are there. They are from computer engineering, they are from mechanical engineering, bioengineering. All people are there. They can really work on your problem and they can give the solution. So that is the commitment. As I said, we are really committed to make the change, not only talking, not only producing and giving the degree holders. So that is not the aim of the MIT group as such, MIT the university as such. So with that vision, I came here. I do not know much about the marine because nowadays I am just administrator. But I see where my ship is going, where my university is going, what is the aspiration of the today's Indian youth, and am I fulfilling that aspiration? So that is the question which I always put in front of me, and we work on that. So friends, all the dignitaries, eminent people here, I am very honored and thank you for giving me opportunity to express my mind on this occasion. On this occasion. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Change video panel.
Thank you, sir. With this note, I would like to call Captain Shaukat to do the honors.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so one of the things we've always maintained in our events is that we are very strongly believe that we start in time and we finish in time. So in the middle, when I know somebody's looking at the watch and we're already 15 to 20 minutes behind. So we keep generally a long break, and whenever we see that we are not maintaining time, we eat into that break. So I think Lucia will come back and tell us that instead of that half an hour break, we'll now have 15 minutes break. But ladies and gentlemen, we have a big surprise. Okay? And normally presentations happen when we present mementos. We went over the hill and we sort of giving you a big surprise, giving the guests, of course, and other people to call. So first of all, I would like to call upon all the guests of honor and the chief guest again here on stage. Sir, please Mr. Director General Shipping, Mr. Chan Jagannathan, keynote speaker, Mr. Shankar Raghavan, please, sir. And all the other guests of honor, Dr. Professor Mangesh Karat, guest of honor, Captain Shankar is not here, and Mahendra Bhasin, sir. Guest of honor, Captain Karan Kochar, guest of honor, Naveen Pasi, sir. And also, Hajra, sir, if you can come here for the felicitation, we have surprise and small surprise. And yeah, and we call Dr. Bilani. Dr. Bilani is well known for the gifts he gives. You know? So I said, since you are well known for the gifts, why don't we get over the mementos and why don't you give gifts to all the speakers? I said, I'd love to. So we have gifts which is designed and curated by Dr. Bilani, and I would like to call him on stage for the felicitation. And I see Captain Naveen Pasi with all his hands. Yeah, that's it. You get the first gift, yes. And I'm not even mentioning the surprise that I have for you. So felicitations, please. And can we have some music? Yes, for the felicitations, yes. So don't go away. Don't go away. We have the surprise coming after this also. No. And I say it's a surprise, it's definitely a surprise. Okay. So Dr. Bilali, thank you so much. Please don't go back. This photographer does not leave us. You know? So yeah. So hand over to Leah for the surprise. Don't go.
Take one more photograph, please. Well, I request everyone to please be there. And as we sail through the waves of innovation and collaboration here at the Technology in Maritime, TIM 2023 Global Conference, there's an exciting surprise awaiting for esteemed guests today. We all know that the cricket fever is at its peak, but I would like to know whether you all have made any plans for tomorrow. And who are you all betting on? India. Okay. So to captivate the World Cup for tomorrow, that's Sunday, the 19th of November. Now that if I tell you all that Captain Shaukat is going on saying that there's a surprise, indeed there is a surprise. So to see that, just as TIM 23 stands tall with its exclusive maritime financial partnership with IndusInd Bank, the prestigious Cricket World Cup also boasts IndusInd Bank as its exclusive financial partner. And in the spirit of this unique alignment, IndusInd Bank has an extraordinary surprise in store for all of us. And I'm thrilled to invite on stage Ms. Reshma Sananda, the head NRI National Relationship at the Indus. She'll be presenting a special edition miniature cricket bat inspired by the Cricket World Cup to each and every one of you all. It's an extraordinary gesture that seamlessly brings together the excitement of cricket with the spirit of maritime excellence. Like we take a break, we call this a tech break, since we're talking about technology. So there's no tea break, there's just tech break. We see you all in 15 minutes.